Yeah, gentlemen of the media and other members of HURIWA and similar other organizations that are here, good day. We convene this media conference as the voice of the people, the advocates for the rule of law and civil rights. We find it imperative to address the recent appointments made by the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, particularly in the light of an ongoing legal battle involving the removal of Senator Ifeanyi Ararume as a non-executive chairman. We must stress from the beginning that as an organization, we don't have any issue with any of those persons so appointed or reappointed, whether it's the MD, Managing Director, Mele Kyari, or indeed any of those board members that have just been appointed. We don't have any problem with them. We don't have any issue. We don't have any, we have no complaints against any of them. In fact, one of those members, new members that have been appointed, is a member of our human rights community, a reputable environmental rights activist, the man from Ogoni, so he's a human rights activist. So you can see that we don't have any issue. The only issue we have is a procedural error that was committed by Mr. President. Mr. President has called an on goal. Mr. President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has just called an on goal in the appointment he made in the NNPC Limited. It's just like let's take it like two teams are playing. Let's say that President Tinubu is the captain of Arsenal FC playing against Manchester. Mr. President has just called an on goal by making that announcement. First and foremost, his election has just been validated by a court of law, which means Mr. President recognizes the primacy of respecting the principle of the rule of law, since even his own election that was contentious was validated by the competent court of law. So we expected that Mr. President should have exhausted the legal bottlenecks that have torn apart that NNPC that was transformed from a corporation to a company, and some individuals were appointed by the immediate past president, and the chairman of the first board that was used to register that company was arbitrarily and illegally removed, and he proceeded to the court of competent jurisdiction and obtained a judgment favorable to his prayers. The court slammed heavy sanctions against government and invalidated the removal of that first chairman, a former senator and a prominent member of the All Progressive Congress, the same party with Mr. President. So as an organization, we thought, since the federal government has already initiated an appeal against that judgment, and as we speak, there is no stay of execution. There's no order for stay against that judgment that was made by the competent court of law, the Federal High Court, Abuja, meaning that the government is obliged to abide by that judgment. We think the government, the president himself, should have personally used his authority to sort out the issues that culminated in that court battle initiated by a member of his party, even though the president was not there when the matter started. But he was adequately briefed. As a Nigerian, there's no Nigerian who doesn't know that there is a very serious case that NNPC has regarding the removal of the chairman of the board, which was challenged in court, and he got a judgment favorable to him. So, the rule of law is the cornerstone of any democratic society, and its principles must be upheld at all times. The recent appointments announced by President Tinubu raised serious concerns about the commitment of the federal government to abide by the rule of law, especially when there is ongoing litigation related to the NNPC board. Firstly, we acknowledge the President's authority to make appointments under Section 59(2) of the Petroleum Industrial Act 2021. However, the timing of these appointments amidst a legal dispute over the removal of Senator Ararume as chairman is not only questionable, but also constitutes a clear affront to the rule of law. In the case of Ifeanyi Ararume versus President Muhammadu Buhari, the Federal High Court in Abuja declared Ararume's removal as the non-executive chairman of NNPC as wrongful and ordered his reinstatement. The court also awarded damages of 5 billion in favor of Senator Ararume. This decision is binding until set aside by a competent higher appellate court. And as we speak, there hasn't been any stay of execution order from any appeal court. In fact, the federal government took all the time in the world before it decided to proceed. I think whether it was on the eve of their exit that the government went on appeal, and government is a continuum. The question that begs an answer is, where is the respect for the rule of law when the federal government, through the president, proceeds to make a new appointments while the appeal filed against the court decision by the same federal government is pending and subsisting? This action is not only a disregard for the judicial process, but also a display of lawlessness and impunity. The doctrine of sub judice, which prohibits discussing the merits of a case that is already before a court, is well established in our legal jurisprudence. It is intended to prevent interference with the judicial process and ensure that parties receive a fair and unbiased adjudication. His Excellency the President's decision to make new appointments into the NNPC during the pendency of an appeal is a clear violation of this doctrine. Moreover, the principle of stare decisis dictates that the decisions of a court are binding on all inferior courts and authorities. The federal government, by making new appointments, despite the court ruling in Ararume's case, is undermining the authority of the judiciary and setting a very dangerous precedent. We cite the case of R versus Sussex, Justices, Espate, McCarthy, 1924, 1 KB 256, where Lord Hayward, CJ, famously stated, "It is not merely of some importance, but it's of fundamental importance that justice should not only be done, but should manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be done." The actions of the federal government in making new appointments, while a legal challenge mounted by the same government is still going, cast a shadow on the integrity of the judicial process. Furthermore, we refer to the case of Adegoke Motors Limited versus Adesanya, 1989, 3 Nigerian Weekly Law Reports, Part 109/250, where the Supreme Court of Nigeria held that parties should not take steps that will render nugatory the outcome of pending legal proceedings. The federal government's insistence on making new appointments creates a situation where the appellate court might be faced with a fait accompli, rendering any decision under appeal meaningless. Therefore, we in the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, alongside other 10 non-governmental groups, we call for a reversal of the recent appointments in the NNPC, pending the determination of the appeal in Senator Ararume's case. Or an agreement is struck, or if an agreement is struck between all the parties, but a matter mustn't be in court while one of the parties seek to destroy the rest, to destroy the kernel of the matter before the competent court of law. We urge Mr. President and to respect the rule of law, adhere to the principles of sub judice, and uphold the sanctity of judicial decisions. The legal process must be allowed to run its course without interference, and any attempt to circumvent the rule of law should be vehemently condemned. Of course, we had earlier said that government also has an alternative dispute resolution of this matter. It is within the power, within the remit of the federal government and the other party in this matter. They can decide not to continue with the litigation. Only then, if there is a resolution of this crisis, that any appointment can be made. As we said earlier, we have no problem with any of the appointees. We only have issue with the procedural error, which offends the principle of rule of law. As we emphasize the importance of upholding the rule of law, we must also recognize the broader implications of these actions for the democratic fabric of our nation. The judiciary, as the guardian of justice, plays a pivotal role in maintaining the delicate balance of power among the three arms of government. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, clearly delineates the powers and functions of the executive, legislative, and judicial arms of government in sections 4, 5, and 6 of the Constitution. This is what is called separation of powers. It is fundamental to the democratic governance of our country and is designed to prevent the abuse of power and the emergence of authoritarianism. When the executive arm of government, in this case, the presidency, disregards the decision of the judiciary and proceeds with actions, political actions that directly contradict those decisions of the judiciary, it undermines the delicate checks and balances that sustain our democracy. It is not just about the former Senator Ararume and a member of the All Progressive Congress whose rights have been violated flagrantly. It is the very foundation of the democratic system that is under serious threat, if not checked. The Constitution vests the judicial powers of the Federation in the courts, Section 6. And it is the duty of the judiciary to interpret the law and ensure justice. The principle of checks and balance requires each arm of government to respect the decisions and authority of the other. Failure to do so erodes the foundation of our democratic governance and opens the door to arbitrary rule. In the case at hand, the judiciary has spoken unequivocally about the illegality of Senator Ararume's removal from the NNPC board by the president. The decision of the court is not a mere suggestion. It is a binding directive that must be respected by all parties, including the executive. The judiciary is not just an arm of government. It is the bedrock of justice, and its decisions must be upheld to preserve the integrity of our legal system. We must also address the potential impacts of these actions on the public perception of the rule of law and the credibility of our democratic institutions. The average Nigerian looks up to the judiciary as the last hope of the common man. The judiciary should not be treated by the president as the lost hope of the common man. Recently, Nigeria and Saudi Arabia agreed to a series of investment and cooperation deals, including a pledge by the Saudi government to invest in the revamp of Nigeria's oil refineries and provide financial support to sustain the government's foreign exchange reforms. The agreements were reached at a bilateral meeting between Nigerian President and Saudi Crown Prince on the sidelines of the Saudi Africa Summit in Riyadh. How can foreign investors trust a system where the principle of rule of law is tossed around like a football? As a leading pro-democracy and non-governmental group, we demand transparency, accountability, and adherence to the rule of law from our government. The executive must not be allowed to operate above the law or act in a manner that undermines the principles of justice. The judiciary's decisions are not suggestions, as we say, they are law and they must be obeyed. We call on all stakeholders, the media, the civil society organizations, and the international community to monitor closely the developments surrounding the NNPC appointments. We must collectively stand against any attempt to subvert the rule of law and ensure that justice prevails. In conclusion, we reiterate our call for the reversal of the recent appointment in NNPC and emphasize the need for all parties to respect the rule of law and the decisions of the judiciary. Our democracy is at a crossroads, and the choices we make today will shape the future of our nation. Let justice be done, and let the rule of law prevail. We thank you for listening. If there are questions, we're ready to take it.